I sit in front of you now, grinning like a Cheshire cat, absolutely in awe of what's going on here and what I've been seeing. Back when I managed to snap these fish up on one of my, luckily I am up early all the time, so I managed to grab these. I think it was like 4:30 in the morning when I seen them become available, and my God, I'm so happy that I did. The batch originally consisted of 750 Dainichi Kohaku. We've got them scattered around the whole farm at the minute as it stands in various different iterations, some smaller, some on general sale that are still smaller, and then others that we're holding back for auctions and things like that. But these ones that I kept behind to really push through, this is probably going to be the most dreamy pond of koi we're going to have done thus far. I think it's fair to say we've done some pretty awesome stuff. But in front of me, I've just been trying to wean down the net full to show you some of the highlights, and to be honest, I had to get dragged away because I was just basically putting all of them in the bowl. Incredible. Size-wise first, let's have a bit of a check-in. So I think we're hitting 28 to 29 cm there, and then this one, the absolute beast of the pond, up at 36. So really nice size point already. Like I say, these arrived at 12 to 15 cm with me, and I mean, yeah, without highlighting any individual fish, just look at what's going on in that bowl. Benny, shiroji, body, head shapes, patterns, just ticking all the boxes on here. Absolutely incredible stuff I'm seeing. Yeah, I mean, imagine this, you know, at the end of the season, a pond full of fish potentially 45 to over 50 centimetres. It's just incredible. It really, really is. I'm almost lost for words, to be honest. So yeah, there is a couple in here. This one in particular I know is the #1 fish in the pond by a country mile. This piece is exceptional. Right there. We're going to photograph this up because this body line you're looking at right now, the body line is just perfection. The fin elegance, the head shape, the length of the body, just every proportion, its thickness, and it's coupled with that dreamy skin, and the pattern is just killer. Nice quirky head shape, a bit of a different take on the traditional hue. We've got the balance throughout the body, the odor mate's just impeccable. Really nice Marizomi Kiwa forming, really insanely top piece. Thrilled with that one, and that is 34 cm at the moment. Superb. Sash is in such a lovely place with it, as well as it is with all of them, but you can see so many different styles of fish going on, you know, a bit more traditional. That one, nice U-shaped head, amazing Benny again, and then we get a bit more funky with that one. Another Marathon with a sort of step, slightly more flowery pattern, but no matter what you look at, here's another top piece. Really confident that's going to be right up there by the autumn. Just look at that. The Benny quality on this is another step up. So much depth in there. Lovely, beautiful sashi. Nice head pattern. Again, very nice technical pattern as well with great balance. Just exquisite piece. See ones like this, amazing length on the body. Again, just going to look better and better as it gets bigger. That's going to be a grower for sure. And then obviously we've got the beast. Every pond's got one. Look at that. Phenomenal power. No doubt be the biggest fish by the end of the season. If it even stays in that pond, we'll have to monitor and see what it does. But yeah, overall for now, I'm just in awe of what I'm looking at. It's amazing. I say glad of that early morning and the chance to pounce on these. Because again, the whole batch of fish, just overall, the amount of fish underneath this we've taken out, we're still offering. There's a batch going into one of our live auctions at the minute, and the quality throughout is just insane. So get these ones back now. I'm going to show you the other bowl full that I've got just to admire them further. And yeah, the plan with these, we're going to roughly, so they're going to be growing with the Ginrin Karashigoi from the Yellow Monkey line that we've got as well. We're going to continue that because size-wise they're keeping up and keeping pace, so I'm happy with that, and they can compete well. And there's going to be the additions of a few Sakai Dragon Ball Sankis in here that are of a size that can compete out of the pond where we've got them at the moment. But yeah, wow, just take a moment and enjoy them, and yeah, we'll take a look at some of the others in a moment. Well, I'm still grinning. Another 15 pieces in the bowl, and as you will see, just yet more exceptional Kohaku. This really is absolute dream pond. I'm just wow, absolutely incredible stuff. Again, same kind of variations in here. You can see consistently performance in the body, the head shape, the beni, the shiroji. This is, you know, this is that Dainichi consistency coming through. And the quantity of the quality we've got is just mind-blowing. I can't recall, in all the years I've been doing this, for over 20 years, I can't recall a time where I've had a pond of Kohaku of such quality, knowing that they've got such genetic potential behind them as well. It's insane. So you can see there is another one of the real star pieces here. I mean, what a pattern. Got all the other qualities to go with it, but we've got 1, 2, 3, 5 yeah, 5-step marathon pattern. Absolutely incredible stuff. Amazing Marizome Kiwa forming, beautiful sashi, even got a nice touch of odame. Just what a piece. I can't wait to see that around 45 cm. It's going to be an absolute dream. Then right next to it we've got another powerhouse. Just look at the head on that. Head, height, backbone there. Just amazing quality. Really is. Bit of a quirkier pattern to that one, a little bit more informal, but it's just that body alone is going to make that fish look impressive as it gets going. Another one here with exceptional beni, really exceptional depth of colour to it. Again, nice pattern, amazing structure as well. I mean, we're kicking 34 cm on that one. Again, really, really nice. Quirky patterns, big coochie beni for them that love it. I do like that style of pattern. Nice U shape, then the coochie beni. Again, the depth of colour there, balance of pattern throughout. Just wow. Absolutely, well, I just can't keep saying it enough. They're insane. So, yeah, we're going to get these back in. This is another one. As they're going back in, we're going to be documenting the fish and actually weighing them as well, just to get a real idea of the start feeding level more than anything, to know where we need to be, so we can update it throughout the season. But it's nice to get that initial gauge to know where we need to build up to, even just for maintenance feeding, never mind growing. So part of the reason for doing that is we can try and craft the information a bit better for you guys into something that's a little bit more structured than the sort of witchcraft and wizardry that we might portray at sometimes. So yeah, translating what's in my head and that experience into a program that's a bit easier to follow. But yeah, scenes, absolutely enjoy them ones. And just before we sign off, going to take a look at some of these smaller size fish which are not going to make it into this pond. They're going to be kept, that's for sure, but they're not going to make it into this pond because of the size differential. So we'll take a look at those in a moment. Right, so 11 pieces here, and here's another way you really want to be looking at these, because I don't want these to be sort of looked at in a negative way. There's always dominance within a batch of fish. There's those with the, as we've just seen previously, they're the ones that have got that capability to get really big. I'm talking the, you know, 70, 75 probably with ease, beyond that possibly as well. In here, these fish just haven't been grown with those, haven't kept up. So at the last selection, I released these back in knowing that they weren't keeping up, because I didn't have another pond and I thought they'll grow anyway, just not as much. They have grown for sure. I can't remember what the exact size was, but I can see they've clearly grown quite a bit from where they were. All we need to do with these fish still have amazing potential and quality. They shouldn't be looked at just because that huge growth potential isn't there. You shouldn't look at them any differently, because not everybody's looking to raise koi like that. Some just want to appreciate the beauty, get fish to a nice size. These are capable of that. Another angle with fish like this is that when breeders know that you know, mass size is limited and naturally the structure is a bit smaller, these are fish that can be conditioned and kept in a certain way for competing in the smaller divisions at koi shows. Because a great way to win there is to have a smaller fish with the age, because naturally with the age you get all the, you know, the beni refining, the kiwa and sashi refining as well. And these bodies at a small size, if you rear these in the right way, you can get really powerful frames to them while the fish is small. So yeah, plenty going for them. It's just knowing when you're buying them that there is a limitation. Now we only really know this because when you look at them, the structures and bodies all look really good. It's just we can see in the smaller details, there's slightly smaller characteristics in like the head shape and things like that. But realistically, if these hadn't have been growing with such other big dominant fish, it wouldn't be hard to tell that these are possibly fish that aren't going to make it up to them big sizes. So it's also important to know that just because the genetic capabilities there and they're from big parents, not all the fish spawned are going to deliver the same qualities as the parent fish and the lineage possess. So yeah, these fish now are going to go to one of the smaller ponds, 1,200 gallon ponds. They'll be raised in there with fish of the same size, same kind of feeding behaviour, so it's going to be Sankey from the Dragon Ball lineage as well. And yeah, we'll see where they get at the end of the year. They're going to make very, very impressive fish. You'll see that when they're documented later on and see where they've got to, but it's important we cater the growing conditions and environment to get the best out of these fish. If these are just thrown in there with the big stuff and stuff that's more competitive, then that is going to hamper them moving forward. But even still, size-wise, we're currently at 25 there, which is one of the smaller ones, going up to 26, so we're probably around that size. That's not a bad size toesai at all. There'll be fish going into the mud ponds now this time of year, smaller than this, and they'll be coming out at 40 to 45 cm. It's the same as the NND mud pond project last year. They were actually smaller than this going into the mud pond and came out bigger. That's why we've got to know how much environment's playing a part. So by isolating these into their own environment with their own conditions, we're really going to be able to get the most out of them. That's why with toesai, you know, getting the right conditions, you know, this is even right down to feeding patterns. You know, if you put something like these, you've got to remember they've been competing against Ginrin Karashigoi as well, which is super aggressive feeders. So they've possibly just been missing out too much. So yeah, excited to see what we actually do with these by changing and mixing up the environment, but still super exciting prospects. There's a few more to go with them as well, but this batch of fish is just insane, and I think you'll all agree with that. So there we have it. Let me know what you think to this as a batch of fish from what you've seen. I think I'm going to have to go home and sleep this one off, to be fair. Absolutely blown away and just super excited at what's to come with this. Yeah, Dainichi once again, and please remember, you know, you can get in touch with us because we've got fish at all different levels. You can see them featured in the live auctions. There's great fish from this batch still sat here in various different forms at all kind of price levels. I know there's some that can be found at dealers for under £100 from the very first selection of these. So yeah, one to bear in mind, but yeah, just wow, keeps wowing me. Next up to come, we're going to have some Sakai fish, Dragon Ball Sankeys, and then I've actually got a pond of Sakai toesai, the first I've really had to raise ever in all the time I've been doing this, and they're impressing me equally as much at the minute. So battle of the big ones, we'll see who wins at the end of the year. But yeah, for now, enjoy and look out for the announcement coming on these particular batch of fish, because I think it's something you will not want to miss. So thanks for watching.